What up, what up? It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. Guess what? Labor Day weekend. Shout out to everybody that go out, put the work in every single day. Because that's what Labor Day weekend is all about. It's a day for everybody that goes out and helps. Because no matter what type of job you do, guess what? We need that, and we appreciate you. I don't care what you is. If you work at Jack in the Box, people want their jumbo jack with cheese. If you work at McDonald's, people want their Happy Meal. No matter what, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you're a plumber, if you're a carpenter, if you're a mechanic, if you're a barber, if you're a nurse, shout out to my daughters. They're all nurses, by the way. One going to the University of Texas right now. Shout out to the University of Texas, hook 'em horns. We have a big date in the morning with Ohio State University. And yes, guess who's coming out? Archibald, Arch Manning. Yes, Peyton Manning's nephew. And did y'all know that Arch Manning, the starting quarterback for the University of Texas, hook 'em horns, his dad is Cooper Manning. And if you don't know who Cooper Manning is, Cooper Manning was the best athlete out of everybody in the Manning family. What happened, Stock Sniper? He had a career-ending injury. So Arch Manning, the person that everybody's talking about for the University of Texas, we are the #1 ranked team in the country. We got a big game in the morning. Check me out in the morning. I will be going live. Reaction to the game and watching the game. And anybody been watching this channel already know we hooking them horns over here all day, every single day. Shout out to the University of Texas. Shout out to Austin. Shout out to all the Longhorn fans. Shout out to the Manning family. Shout out to the grandfather of Arch Manning who told him, "You are not leaving school early, grandson. You're staying and getting the education." Because no matter what they say, education is very, very, very important. Shout out to the Manning family. Thank y'all for joining me. I am your host, the one and only Stock Sniper. We are on the walk down on a Friday, Monday through Friday. That's when the walk down happens. And guess what? We're out here putting the work in, finishing up. Every single day, it's a plot and a plan. You got to plot, plan, strategize. You got to work on your health. You got to work on your mind. You got to work on your finances, because guess what? If you don't work on your health and your mind, the finances, is going to struggle really, really, really heavy. So keep that in mind. So somebody asked me a question. I got a question on the text message. Question was, what is a money transfer, Stock Sniper? Well, in simple terms, I'm going to say this as simple as I can. A money transfer, when it comes to finance, when it comes to building wealth, when it comes to life, it is an exchange from a consumer, right, to a business owner or somebody that got a product. It is a transfer from a consumer, somebody that likes spending money all the time. It is a transfer from a consumer to somebody that has a product, right? But don't get it twisted. I'm talking about a product that's not needed, right? I'm not talking about a product that you need or an investment. No, I'm talking about something that you don't need. That is what a money transfer is. And what's going on right now is the money transfer. Hello, what's up going on? What's going on, y'all? Appreciate y'all for joining me. I hope this live don't get cut off like the one yesterday. I don't know what happened yesterday, but the live got cut out. And I was going and going and going. The whole time, the live got cut off. I don't know what happened. But that's what happens in when it comes to this technology. That's what happens. Hey, what's up, Jonathan Davis? What's up, Billy Bob? What's up, Craig Wood? What's your deal, brother? My deal is I'm training for a marathon, and now I'm doing the walk down. I'm just chilling, getting my second workout in. Somebody asked me a question about the money transfer, and that's what I'm just explaining. I already explained one part. But what we got to understand is that right now it's a shift. It is just happening. It's called a money transfer. That's what I call it. Because I want to break it down very, very simple. That way a 10th grader, 11th grader, a 12th grader can really understand what a money transfer really is, right? It is it's a transfer of wealth from one person to the next, right? So how do you get involved in this money transfer? How do you get involved is first you got to have an income, which I call on this channel a earn. You got to have an earn. Starting from the bottom, starting from the ground, starting from zero. You got to have an earn. I don't care what income level you are on, right? Don't get it twisted. No matter what type of income you are on, I don't care if you work at McDonald's. I don't care if you work at Castle Fund. You know, that's like kids that you go in there, you play games. You know, I don't care where you work at. You can participate in the money transfer. You can participate in the money transfer. We all have the ability to earn. Most people in America, in America, I'm talking about America right now. Most people in America make money. But what most people don't do in America is save the money or invest the money. They blow the dough. They don't grow it, they blow it. You know, because it's a study out that 70 or 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. You know, so what we have to understand is that the money transfer, the beginning phases of it is step one. If you're 18, if you're 20, something like that, you get you a job. You know what I'm saying? You start saving your money. You do what is called spend less. You spend less, which is very difficult to do. Yes, it's very simple, but it's called mind control. You know what I'm saying? It's called mind control. You have to have the ability to control your mind and understand some things you don't need. It starts early. Some of us already got a head start. Why is that, Stock Sniper? Some of us already got a head start because our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents already understood what I'm expressing right now, which is the money transfer, in which they make money, they spend less, they invest with a long-term plan to do what? Pass it down to their kids and grandkids. See, some people are already 3 generations ahead. But don't worry, if you are just starting right now, a lot of people don't have that head start. But if you're in the beginning stages, like nobody left you nothing. Nobody taught you about earning, spending less than investing. Nobody taught you about saving money and investing into the companies that you know, like, and trust. That's where it starts, right there. And guess what? The good news is you can start right there as the first person in your family to buy your first stock. The first person in your family to be the first one to open up a brokerage account. I know a lot of people that have never opened up a brokerage account. I know a lot of people don't understand about stock market investing, real estate investing. But guess what? The good news is guess what, guys? We got the internet. One of the best teachers that we have is internet, is YouTube. How to do this, how to do that, how to do this. But the thing is, we have to get the number one difficult that we have to get involved in this money transfer process, because it is a process. The number one thing that we have is that, number one, we have a closed mind. We don't think outside of the box, right? We spend too much. We want to have fun too much. We want to go to the club. We want to order DoorDash and Uber Eats every single day. You know, so with that, we have to change the way we think. See, the money transfer starts with how we think, who we hang around, right? And who we are listening to. Because guess what? I found out, listen to the OG, my 52 years of living. I found out that the people who you hang around, 8 times out of 10, Y'all have everything that's in common, right? So that holds us down as well, because there's nobody in the circle of the people that we hang around is, number one, is really thinking about spending less and making proper investments. We're always thinking about having fun. Like this weekend, it is what? Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend, a lot of people is going to be doing what? Spending money, right? Spending money. But if you have the mindset of, you know what, I'm gonna work on what I need to be working on, which is this wealth, this money transfer that this guy's talking about. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get involved in this money transfer. And first thing about it, if you just starting out, guess what? It takes time. I say it all the time on the channel. It takes time to shine. That's why they ask behind. But don't worry. Long as God wake you up every single morning and you're paying attention to what you need to do. See, that's another thing, guys. When you starting from the ground, when you starting from the mud, as some of us call it, you don't have time to be worrying about mess and gossip. You don't have time to be worrying about what somebody else is doing. You don't have time to be peeping other people's pockets and finances. Why? Because you should be worried about your own. You should be staying in your own lane and minding your own business. And what you have to do is a number one key component is understand that it's long term. And when you start making investments, don't look at it as get rich quick. See, a lot of people have problems when it comes to the introduction of the stock market. Appreciate y'all for joining me. I'm your host, the one and only Stock Sniper. Somebody asked me a question. They hit me up on Instagram and asked me, because they heard me talking about the money transfer that I was talking about earlier. They heard me explaining the money transfer, so they wanted me to break it down a little bit further, all the way down to the very smallest compound. See, the money transfer starts. It starts with a parent. It starts step one. It could be a parent or just you. You have to have a plan in order. And the plan is make or earn. Find something that you love to do. That's another important step. You have to find something that you love to do. You have to master it. And then you have to have the ability to have mind control of living like the Joneses, and also have mind control over being addicted to so many different things. You know, a lot of us are addicted to a lot of things. Addicted to going to the club, addicted to cigarettes, addicted to alcohol. Some people are just addicted to spending money. See, that can be an addiction too, guys. An addiction to spending money. See, we have to eliminate those things. And once you eliminate those and you understand, well, gosh, I got this now. What should I do? The best thing to do is start investing in the things that you know, like, and trust. See, that's how it starts. That is the beginning that is the beginning stage of the money transfer. That is the beginning stage, because there is no money transfer if there is not no consumer and then a person that has the product. See, once you eliminate being a consumer, and that starts by changing of the mind. Once you eliminate that, then guess what? You just now transferred yourself from being a consumer to an investor. Right. I don't care what level you on. Guys, I know people that work at Popeyes that love cooking, making fried chicken. They love doing that, which is fine. But guess what? They are making investments. They are investing in the stock market. They are investing in the companies that they know, like, and trust early in the game. And guess what? Wherever you start at, that's where you start at. But you have to realize that it's long term. It's not short term. It's long term. Kind of like a 401k plan. If you are in any sector of a job, 8 times out of 10, you have is what they call a 401k plan. So that is also a great component. If your job offers a 401k plan, I know some people that have never heard of a 401k plan, that works, that have a skill, that have never heard of a 401k plan, guys. It's a lot of people that don't even know what a 401k plan is. That's been working 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and don't even know what a 401k plan is. All they know how to do is get up in the morning and go to work and then get off work and do whatever else they do with the rest of their day. See, that guys, that's where they want you at. They don't want us understanding the stock market, bro. They don't want us understanding the stock market. But the game is out of the closet now, because the ability of communicating and the ability to meeting certain people on the internet. Guys, these days, if you can meet the right person on the internet, you can have a one-on-one conversation with a billionaire. See, that's the power of the internet. And that's what we need to start thinking about on this internet. Stop thinking about Donald Trump. Stop thinking about Donald Trump, what he's doing. Stop thinking about Joe Biden. Stop thinking about other people's pockets. Stop thinking about what other people got going on. Worry about what you got going on. I have to worry about what I got going on. That's the reason why the main thing is you got to understand how to be laser focused, and you got to stay in your own lane, and you have to mind your own business. That's a very key component to the money transfer. See, you have to have the ability to throw away the bullshit and the bubble gum, and the ability to stay laser focused and understand and have goals. You have to have goals, what your goals are. My goals are to make sure that when I leave this earth, my kids and grandkids understand what I'm explaining right now, and they are also in the position to live the life that they want to live. Like my parents and my grandparents and my great-grandparents, which is a great thing, and I'm truly, truly blessed to be able to be in that type of bloodline to understand this, what I'm explaining right now. And with that, my calling is to share it to the world, because a lot of people don't even know that there is a such thing of a 401k plan, guys, which I have to educate them, and I have to do what? Lead them to the water and let them drink from the water and let them find out for themselves, right? And with that, guess what's going to happen? God and the universe is going to make sure I'm straight. That's how it works. So let's get back to this money transfer. See, once you have the mindset of eliminating always spending money, it's some people that got to spend money every single day. It's some people that's keeping themselves in the same position because the way they think. See, we always hear people say the poor gonna stay poor and the rich gonna get rich, that's what's going on. But the thing is, in 2025, you have the ability to put yourself in whatever position you want to be able to put yourself in. If you think poor, you're gonna be stuck. And poor is the way you think. Poor is the way you look at things. Like I'm explaining right now, the money transfer. And you have to understand that we can't worry about what the wealthy are getting. See, that's another thing that we have a bad habit of doing. We have a bad habit of worrying about somebody else. We cannot worry about what the wealth are doing. All you can worry about is what you are doing. And guess what? If we spend our time worrying about what we are doing, we'll be able, that is one of the first steps to getting involved with this money transfer that I'm talking about. And it's happening right now. Take it from the OG. It's happening right now. And I want everybody that comes across this channel to be able to not only comprehend, but also put them a basic plan down and understand that, hey, I want to be part of this money transfer. And it starts where you at right now. I don't care where you at. Because guess what? We all know you have to crawl before you walk. And the good news is with 2025 and this internet and these phones that we got in our hand, the process is a whole lot faster. If you could cut your spending down, right? As an example, if you got a job, I see people doing this all over the world. They are sacrificing. They, like I call it, living like the Joneses. And if you don't know what living like the Joneses is, because somebody asked me before, who are the Joneses? The Joneses are the people that has to look a certain way on the outside, but on the inside is a totally different story. As an example, I have friends, I have family members that make a certain income every single month, but because they want to live like the Joneses, meaning that they want to spend actually the same amount of money that they're making, and they don't want to make the proper investments, that they got to have 3 cars, 3 car notes. They got to have the big mortgage. They gotta have, every kid gotta have a phone, right? Every kid gotta have a tablet. You know what I'm saying? What else? Every kid gotta have a laptop, even though they give you a laptop at school, right? The kids that are older, 16, 17, 18 years old, don't have to work, don't have no responsibilities, but they're struggling. That's why you hear all the time on the internet. I hear it over and over and over again. People are making $100,000 a year and still living paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because they're living like the Joneses. That's the meaning of the Joneses. But once you have a shift in your mindset and say, look, I don't want to live like the Joneses no more. I want to be on the other end of the money transfer, because if you don't understand by now, it's 2 sides of the money transfer. It's somebody that's it's somebody that's giving the money, and it's somebody that's collecting it. When I found this out, when I was 12 years old, when I found this out, that it's the money transfer is the transfers between somebody that's spending it and somebody that's receiving it. And what I've realized, what I've understood, and what my grandfather taught me is, guess what? We don't want to be the ones that's giving out the dough. We want to be the ones that's collecting the dough. And the dough that we are collecting, we want to do what? We want to spend it less as possible, meaning that we're not going to Jack in the Box every day. We're not going to Whataburger every day. We're not going to the movies every weekend. We're not going to every football game whenever the Houston Texans play, as an example. We're not doing that. We are doing, which is the other end of the money process, the money transfer process, which is spending less and investing in the things that we know, like, and trust. And investing in the things that we know, like, and trust. That's how that works. That's step 1 of the money transfer. Then we have a goal of where we want that to be. We have a goal of where they want that to be. And the money that we are investing, guess what? We're not looking at it every single day, every single week, every single month. Why? Because we have programmed our mind that it's long term, and it's what? It's not for me, it's for the kids and the grandkids. That way, when I am gone, this is my grandpa told me, that way when I am gone, grandson, you have something to keep it going. That's the beginning stages of the money transfer. And the good news is, if you start that money transfer right now, and you have the ability to spend less and make proper investments and understand that it's a marathon and not a sprint, guess what's gonna happen? And you continue to educate yourself, you continue to exercise, you can continue to build a foundation and a relationship with great people. And then once you look up and 5 years done pass, and then when you really check out what's going on with your investments, no matter what your investment might be, guess what? That is completion of the step 1 of the money transfer, because it's levels to the money transfer. Then you have the mindset now. Now you do what? You believe, because you have changed your mind from a consumer to an investor. See, that's the number 2 things that most of us in this world, and particularly in America, a lot of people don't have that mind of, most of us have the mind of a consumer. not an investor, right? But thank God that we have a president that's in the office right now that is what? He is an investor and he is a business owner. So guess what? This is the best time right now. No matter, I don't, and then the thing is, because I have a lot of different people on this channel and a lot of people that watch this channel, we have to get out of our feelings, right? Which is very, very important. Listen to the OG. It's very, very important to get out of your feelings of who you like and who you don't like. We got to get out of that, guys. That's just like if you got a good job, right? You got a good job and you don't like your supervisor or you don't like the superintendent or you don't like your coworker. What do? You keep on working on the job. You keep on working until you can make the proper decision to change. It's called growth and development. See, a lot of us need to grow and develop, right? And the beginning steps of growth and development is understanding where you're trying to go in life. If I got a plan, see my want as far as where I want my family to be, where I want my kids to be, where I want my grandkids to be, where I want my great-grandkids to be. If I'm not here, whenever my grandkids start having kids, my vision and my love for that outweighs my dislike for anybody. Understand this, guys. This is a very, very key moment. My love and my wanting to see my kids, my grandkids, and my great-grandkids succeed on a whole nother level outweighs any kind of negative thoughts that I have about anybody. That's staying in my own lane and minding my own business. And guess what? If I don't like you, see, a lot of what I learned by sitting in the rooms, you know, because with the ability of the internet, I was able to connect with billionaires. And what I've learned from these guys is that, look, I don't have to like you, right? I don't have to like who you are as a person. Listen to this real carefully, guys. I don't have to like you as a person to be able to do business with you. If you do good business, but you suck at your personality sucks, I can care less about your personality. Because guess what? I have the growth and development of the mind and the wealth and the money transfer that I'm trying to receive to help to benefit me, my family, my kids, and my grandkids, and my downline outweighs that. Yes, I might not like you as a person. You might be a scumbag, but guess what? What you're saying makes sense, right? The things that you put down, if I put in the proper steps, it could take me, my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids to a whole nother level. See, we got to get out of our feelings, guys. We have to get out of our feelings. And guess what? Once I got out of my feelings, guess what happened? It changed the whole trajectory of not just me, but everything that I wanted that's in the path of my marathon. Everything that I wanted, everything that I needed, everything and more. Because guess what? When you are bitter and you don't, that bitterness, it does something to your inside. It does something to your soul. I don't like this person. I don't like that person. Look, we all got flaws, bro. We all have flaws. Nobody is perfect, right? Our time should be focusing on making our life better, making our situation better for our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids and our great-nieces, nephews, all the way down the line. And guess what, guys? In 2025 right now is the best time to start. I don't care if you're starting from zero. Don't worry about starting from zero. Don't worry about instant gratification. Don't worry about what somebody else is. Don't worry about what somebody else is doing. Because guys, once we realize we can't worry about somebody else's mess, we got to clean up our own mess. Once you have that mindset of cleaning up your own mess, once you have in your mind to worry about your own run, when you have it in your mind to worry about your own marathon and staying in your own lane and minding your own business, And once you come to put this plan together, guess what's gonna happen? You won't have time to worry about what somebody else doing. You won't have time to worry about what's going on with President Trump. You won't have time to worry about what President Trump is talking about. You won't have time to know what Sleepy Joe, if he's asleep or not. You won't have time to worry about what Kamala Harris is doing. You won't have time to worry about all that. It's called distractions. It's called distractions. That's what it's called. That is the breakdown of the money transfer. That's a full breakdown of the money transfer. What side of the money transfer that you want to be on? I know what side I want to be on. I know what side of the money transfer I want my kids and grandkids to be on. I know what side of the transfer I want my homeboys to be on and my homegirls. I know what side of the money transfer I want the people that I love to be on. I know what side of the money transfer I want my chat to be on. By the way, this is the best chat room on YouTube. I appreciate y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. But we have to learn, we the people have to learn that they want to keep us worrying about bullshit and bubble gum. They want to keep us worrying about the junk that don't matter. They want us to keep worrying about things that happened 40, 50 years ago. They want to keep us worrying about that. While meanwhile, some money transfer happening right now. Everybody always talking about how they, for the love of money, for the love of this, for the love of that. But people are so worried about bullshit that they're missing the money transfer that's happening right now. It's people that's understanding the money transfer and saying, look, I'm finna give up my lifestyle, right? I'm finna give up my way of living. I'm finna give up my lifestyle to participate in this money transfer that's about to happen. Guess what? I'm just gonna have to sacrifice some things. I'm gonna have to sacrifice this. I'm gonna have to sacrifice that. And guess what? I don't care what nobody gotta say. I got a plan. And the plan is to stay in my own lane and mind my own business and understand that my parents and my grandparents ain't leave me nothing. And I want part of the money transfer that's happening right now that Stock Sniper is talking about. And guess what? I'm starting from zero, and I'm finna stop being the opposite side of the money transfer, and I'm gonna start being on the winning side of the money transfer. And I got a plan, because I understand that it's a marathon and it's a sprint, and OG Stock Sniper is telling us, and it makes sense what he's talking about. And guess what? Guess what? I'm finna have a conversation with whoever I need to have a conversation with, and I don't care who gets mad and who gets upset, because why? My kids and my grandkids and my great-grandkids' future depend on it. And guess what? With 2025 and beyond, guys, and the power of this internet, and the power of this stock market, and the power of real estate investing, take it from the OG, it don't take number 29 seconds to change the whole pattern of your family. That's all it take. Listen to the OG. All it take is to the ability to understand what I'm talking about right now and understanding what makes sense. And then don't think about the bullshit. Don't think about Democrats and Republicans arguing. Don't think about brothers and sisters arguing. Don't think about none of that, because it's a distraction. And listen to the OG, and the distractions keep you behind. So if you are in the process of putting in this blueprint, if you're in the process, all right, of understanding the wealth transfer, the money transfer, guess what? You got to be laser focused. You got to be laser focused. And my time is caught up with exercising, trying to understand this money transfer, participating in the money transfer, telling others about the money transfer, waking people up to this money transfer, because it's simple. The hard part is the mind. That's the hard part, is the mind. Because if somebody's used to smoking cigarettes every single day, as an example, If you're used to smoking cigarettes every single day, you're gonna you have to put your health over the cigarette to be able to quit smoking cigarettes. And guess what? Just like I just said that, it's easy, but it's hard. Same thing with this. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to reprogram your spirit. You have to reprogram your way of thinking. And yes, you have to change people, places, and things. Maybe you have to quit dealing with some people. Maybe you have to cut some people off. Not out of anger, but because you got a different path that you got going on. You got a different path that you're going on, and you got things that you're trying to do. You got places you're trying to go, and you got goals that you're trying to accomplish with the thought process of your kids, your grandkids, and your great-grandkids when you are no longer here. Once you get that mindset that whatever you're investing in, there's a lot of people that just now starting to invest. Once you have that mindset of, I'm finna start investing, to develop the mindset and put in your subconscious mind, this is a big tip, that it's not for me, it's for my grandkids when I'm not here. That's what I'm building for. That'll keep you from eyeballing the stock market. That'll keep you from eyeballing your portfolio every single day. That'll keep you from eyeballing eyeballing the app every single day. A lot of us have the ability, everybody's invested. You can look at your stock portfolio from on your phone. And if it's red, you're feeling some type of way. But you got to eliminate that. And the only way that you can eliminate that, my big tip, is to already have the process that it is for your kids and grandkids, and it's for them. And then concentrate on building concentrate on your main thing, which is your job, and your other main thing, which is sharing what you got going on with the rest of your friends and family. You got to share it. Once you start developing, about investing, you got to teach it to other people. You got to teach it to your brother. You got to teach it to your kids. You got to teach it to your niece. You got to teach it to your nephew. That's when the wealth comes in, because you never know who is the next person in charge. Who is just like another example. Another example is Arch Manning. A great example. The Manning family. We all know that they all are quarterbacks. The daddy was a quarterback to the New Orleans Saints. Shout out New Orleans. The dad, Archie Manning, was a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Peyton was a quarterback. And the other brother name, I can't think of his name, the other Manning brother, was a quarterback for the New York Giants. Now, their offsprings, which is Arch Manning, who was the starting quarterback at the University of Texas, they taught him a great skill, which is to be a quarterback. And guess what? Out of all the kids they didn't have, Arch Manning is projected to be the best one of them all. He's stronger, he's faster, he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they're already projecting him to be number one draft pick in college. Him alone, without really taking any snaps, has catapulted the University of Texas, hook 'em horns, to the number one team in the country. So that's the same thing with family, teaching your kids and grandkids, and passing down skills, right? Somebody in the family might end up being an Arch Manning. I am identifying that as what I'm talking about right here, this money transfer, and the teaching of your kids of this money transfer mindset, right? And that's where the wealth comes in. That's where the wealth comes in. Right now, it's a money transfer. But then when it gets to your grandkids and your great-grandkids, and 1 out of 10 of them ends up being a Warren Buffett or Elon Musk, or a Donald Trump, right? Then that's when That's when the wealth comes in. Because wealth happens through generations, guys. And the earlier your upline is participating in the money transfer, it's up to the kids, the grandkids, the great grandkids, the nieces, the uncle. The downline is up to them on how they develop and become. Like me, my grandfather gave me this money transfer blueprint. Well, he had a third grade education. There was no internet around. When I started, guess what? You had to look at the stock market on the newspaper. But now the stock market is on my phone. Right now. I can be running my mouth, and then I can take my other phone, which is in my pocket, and I can buy a stock, my favorite stock, right now. If I wanted to, I can get on this. Even the stock market is closed right now. It's Friday, but after hours, if I see a good price on Google, by the way, which owns YouTube. Shout out to YouTube, which I am a partner of, by the way. Shout out to YouTube. We are business partners. And anybody that's on this chat, make sure you invest in premium. What is premium? Premium is you can listen to your favorite content creator and you can listen to it like it's a podcast. In other words, you can just put it in your pocket. Like I'm exercising right now, I got premium. I can just put my favorite content creators who I'm listening to, I can just put it in my pocket while I'm exercising. Shout out to premium, shout out to YouTube, shout out to Google. I can pull the trigger on Google right now if it's at a price that I like. That is beautiful. So there's no reason that nobody should be having a poor mindset. There's no reason with the development of this internet. At the click of a button, you can buy and sell a share of stock. At the click of a button, you can buy gold. At the click of a button, you can invest in real estate. At the click of a button, you can become a content creator and start creating content. You know what I'm saying? It's unlimited opportunities in this world. In America, it's unlimited. It's unlimited streams of income. At the click of a button, you can start your own delivery business right now. The best time. That is what I'm talking about as far as the money transfer. Right now. If think about it like this, as we're talking about delivery business. If you are a DoorDash driver, you are a delivery, if you are or whatever, or pickup, whatever, guess what? If you work for Amazon, guess what? You are in the beginning stages of a money transfer, because every delivery you drop off, you are collecting on the other end of the money transfer. Now, what you do with that is your business, right? So it's simple, guys, and we got to start from the bottom. We can't look at the top. You got to start from the bottom. That's just like if you walking up some stairs. You got to take it one step at a time to go up the stairs till you reach the top. You can't worry about the top and you're not there. If you're worrying about what's going on with the billionaires, guys, if you're worrying about what's going on with Elon Musk, if you're worrying about what's going on with them, and if you feel butthurt because they're billionaires, guess what? You have just infiltrated your mind and possibly blocked this money transfer that I'm talking about. The mindset is, man, I got to try to work to get that. And guess what? Probably won't. You might not, but you never know. If you start with the money wealth transfer, you might have a great grandkid down the line, 4-5 times down the line. And that might be the one that catapult your family to the whole next level. That's the difference between us and them. They're not thinking short term, bro. They're not thinking short term. They're thinking long term. And guess what they're doing? They're taking it day by day. They're taking it minute by minute, month by month, year by year. And guess what they're doing? They're finding the things that they love to do. All those guys, all those billionaires, they love what they do. See, that's another key. You have to love what you do. You gotta love it. You gotta wake up. A lot of people wonder why Donald Trump has all this energy. How he can stay up all night and wake up with the chickens. And because he loves what he does. No matter if you like him or not, no matter if you like Elon Musk or not, no matter if you like Jeff Bezos or not, or Mark Zuckerberg, who owns Facebook and Instagram, those guys love what they're doing. That's the key. You have to love what you do. You have to master it, because then it's not a job no more, because you're doing what you love to do. So I appreciate y'all for joining me. I think I'm going to end it right here. That is a great explanation of the money transfer. And the money transfer starts on all levels. I'm not calling it a wealth transfer, because a lot of people are butthurt about the wealthy. But everybody has to start from zero. That's what we got to understand. Everything starts from zero. I'm running 6 miles a day. I had to start when I couldn't run a mile at all. So that doesn't just happen with life. I mean, that doesn't just happen with running. It's life. That's how life goes. Life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. Thanks for the question. I hope that I responded in the best way that I could. I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with the channel. I appreciate everybody that's been subscribing to the channel. The more people that I get over here rocking with me, the more I want to help. The more I want to change your mind. Why? Because that's what happened to me. I had to change my mind. So with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. 704 Wall Street is my block. 704 Wall Street is my block. Earn, spend less, and invest. That's the start of the money blueprint, guys. That's the start of the money transfer. Happy investing. Y'all hope y'all have a great Labor Day weekend. Hook 'em horns. I will be going live in the morning. We will be checking out the game. And with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful weekend. Stay safe. With that being said, spend less, and I'm out.